I'm excited our team's in St. Louis. Questions?
Chris, last time we talked to you, you hadn't had a chance to check out Weber State. Now that you've had some time, what are your impressions of them, and specifically Senglin and Bollenboy?
Well, I'm really impressed. I saw Randy earlier at the coaches meeting, and they have a big-time front court. They put a lot of pressure on your front court to either double the post or crowd the post. Obviously, it all starts with Bollenboy, but they've got other players that are very, very big. They present more size than I think Big Sky opponents are probably used to. And it forces you to make a decision whether you collapse, like I said, or trap. And then, not only Senglin, but, Richardson, guys on the perimeter can really, really shoot the three. And so that's sort of the rub you're in. How do you want to play their front court? Because their perimeter players really space you and spread you with their ability to shoot the three.
As a follow-up on Bollenboy, I think you said that maybe Senglin reminded you of Kellen Dunham from Butler. Does Bollenboy remind you of anyone that you guys have seen this year, or is he just a unique player?
He's unique. I don't know if there's anybody in the Big East that has his size, skill level, athleticism. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. He's just a big challenge on both ends of the floor, and he's athletic enough to play a four. I'm certain he's going to guard Trey. He's just a very difficult matchup. And, a lot like James Farr for us, his development over the course of his career has been really impressive. From a guy that Coach Ray talked about when he first got there, really wasn't, he was like a young colt, is how I think he described him. Didn't really know what he was doing, was athletic, but couldn't really hold his position, didn't really have any go-to moves. And now you look at him as a senior, he's going to get a lot of NBA looks, and it's because of that development. So it's a big challenge for us.
Stay there.
As you head into this game, what do you feel are some of the keys for your team?
Well, I think anytime you play in tournament play, you have to do a great job on the glass. You can't allow opponents to get second, third, fourth, fifth shots. You have to be able to take care of the ball, make good decisions on offense, and just be who you are. It's a 40-minute game. You can't get caught up in, a bad start, a great start. It's all irrelevant. It's a 40-minute game, and just continuing to be that team that you've been on the practice floor and in game night. Every minute you're out there, and things will take care of themselves.
Left-hand side, Coach.
This is off topic, but I know you got to know Billy Donlin in recent years at that coaches versus cancer thing in Cincinnati. I wonder if you had any reaction to him losing his job.
Yeah, it's a bad decision. I don't know their athletic director, but, we're in a results-oriented business. Unless there was some scandal, which I know Billy, and that's not the case, he should not have been let go. The guy wins 22 games this year, 13 conference games, which is the most in the history of the school. Goes to the championship game 3 years in a row in the Horizon League. He graduated as players. I don't know who Wright State, is pretending to be or trying to be, but that's ridiculous.
Now, preparing for a game like this, you have to tell your players, maybe get them a little more hyped up.
Why?
To avoid the upset.
No. I think there was an article in our paper that said, the hunted versus the hunter. Like, we're hunting. We're hunting to get to April. We're not being hunted by anybody. When you're hunted, you have no idea you're in the game. Deer has no idea it's being hunted. It's competitive. It's a game. We're doing hunting of our own. Sorry, Shannon. I didn't like that headline.
It's okay, I don't write the headlines.
I know you don't. But you talk to the people who do.
Chris, you won a second National Coach of the Year award today. I know you don't really like these kinds of questions, but are you able
So why do you ask them?
I have to get you on the record here.
No, you don't.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
No.
Does it mean anything to you at this point?
No. It means that I'm really happy for our team. I've said this all year long. They've been an incredibly coachable group. maybe the expectations were different outside the locker room. It's been a great team to coach, a fun team to coach. I'm blessed with a tremendous assistant coaching staff who invest just as much as I do in our team and our players. And when we lose, they hurt just as much as I do. And the chemistry we have, between us as coaches. I think a lot of head coaches around the country call their colleagues and call other head coaches. And I just sit in my staff meetings with my staff because they give me the best advice on what we need to do in order to become a better team.